Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
We talked in our last episode about the reduction of suffering and sort of how that's the purpose and intent of our work. When we look into the day-to-day experience of life, you're going to find that increasing awareness is vital to creating meaningful change for yourself and others. Cultivating awareness and what does it look like and how does it work is the single most important thing you can do to, again, begin to develop those influence sort of capabilities, the sort of cornerstone of agency. Awareness is always step one. So when we talk about cultivating awareness, though, not all things are the same. So you'll notice in a lot of the places where people congregate online or close together in social groups and what have you, that people tend to find places where they are going to get confirmation of what they already know. This confirmation bias, as it's called, is relatively easy to get when it comes online or even in groups, because people tend to hang out with folks that they are similar to. And in online environments, you're listening to folks that agree with you because there's a dopamine hit there, because agreement feels good. And so when we look for awareness, however, the opposite is true. You do not get awareness or gain awareness inside that sort of cognitive echo chamber. Now, when we look at this sort of from a personal perspective, does this mean you should always hang out with folks that don't believe what you believe? Or what does it mean in terms of developing awareness? And there are essentially a couple of different takes on how this might work. The first one is, if you constantly hang out with contrarian opinions, you're only really just going to get good at arguing. If you are not listening to them, if you are not entertaining them in a meaningful way, that means you have to start with your apprentice mason's degree. You have to drop all your mineral metallic substances. You have to drop all your money. You have to drop all of the appearances of superiority that you keep about yourself in everyday life, so you can genuinely listen. You have to become vulnerable to listen. When you do that, you will immediately become less argumentative as a concept. You can listen to things and listen to the environment the way it truly matters. And so step one with meaningful awareness is when you hear somebody's opinion that's not your own, you have to drop all of the trappings of the outside world, all of that mineral metallic, all of that reason, the defensiveness, the aggressively defensiveness, the weaponized ignorance, all of that stuff has to go away in order for you to meaningfully cultivate awareness. And it's not easy to do that, to be clear. So when you are finding yourself with a visceral emotional reaction to things in the world, this is also a good indicator that you are having some level of opportunity to gain awareness, whatever that might be. So other ways that you might gain awareness are in reflection. One of the things that I have done with my Masonic work, as you can see on the website, is I've created this toolkit to allow you to externalize your thinking process. So you can take some of these opposing thoughts, these opposing concepts, and put them out on the table in front of you and use them as perspectives to solve problems. You need not, pick up this toolkit to do it. You can do it with your own, grab some 3x5 index cards, draw your Masonic symbols on them, and use them to start working around problems or working around perspectives to increase awareness. As you increase your awareness of how the mechanics of these problems work, the situations that you're experiencing in your life, the situations you're experiencing in your community, politics, religion, all that kind of stuff, as you start using these tools to help you gain this awareness, you can then begin the process of reflection and analysis and all of the stuff that's going to allow you to essentially create a new set of actions, right? So this AIDA they used in marketing language, it's awareness, interest, decision, action. Or in the case of what we're doing, it's awareness, reflection, analysis, and action. You're going to start to really build that agency and begin developing the skills you're going to need to decrease your personal suffering and likely decrease the pain you create in the environment around you by result of ignoring that accidental or incidental suffering. So this should help you develop some agency and build your influence skills and create better outcomes for yourself and the people around you.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at masonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.